Hi everybody and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we're continuing with our full face of series and today we'll be doing a full face of Catrice. I don't really have as much of Catrice that I do like Essence at the moment. Catrice is alright, but they don't launch things as often as Essence do, so I don't have that many to try today, but I still will show you what I do have. So I've already just filled in my brows because, I don't know, I wrote a list of items that I was meant to get to complete this, so some of the items will be new, but I didn't think of eye pencil for some reason, so I've just filled those in and we're gonna use some brow gel. So I have the Clear and Fix transparent brow gel. This doesn't do much. It's actually really bad. It's so watery and honestly doesn't keep your brows in place. So I wouldn't recommend this. Then we also have this Brow Fix soap stick, which again isn't the strongest hold, but I think we'll be using this one today. Because the applicator at the back is so flimsy, I think that doesn't help the case as well, but I guess you could just use your own spoolie. But I'm gonna go and just rub this through my brows. I'm not going to put too much on just because I really don't like the texture of this, and because I have filled in my brows, it's just going to smudge what I have down. You can already see it leaves like splotches everywhere, and then I'm just going to comb it through with this. I don't like the texture of filling in my brows first. I will show you. It looks really goopy and pretty gross. Can you see how it just like leaves product like on my skin? I'm just going to grab a spoolie and just further brush those into position. Not the best hold, like I said. Maybe I need to wet it a bit. I personally don't like either of these, but it's what we have for today, so I thought we'd use it in our full face. Next, let's go ahead and use some primer, and this one is new. I went to get this on Friday just to complete like my full face, like I said, and this is the Perfector Poreless Blur Primer with niacinamide. I haven't seen this. I'm excited to see what this is like again, and it's sealed. I can't believe it's Essence's sister company, but they follow so much better protocols than Essence do. Just moving this. Oh. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but the product's completely separated and there's like oil and then the product there. So I think I'm going to have to shake it. I don't know what that was, because why is it so oily? Okay, I tried to shake it up. Let's see now. Yeah, this is a super strange texture. No mineral oil, no parabens, oil-free, no alcohol. What is that then? Please let me know. That looks like straight up oil to me. But anyway, I'm still gonna go ahead and use it. Why is it so runny? That makes absolutely no sense. And it feels like silicone. So it instantly mattifies, but I can still feel that oiliness and silicone feeling. Maybe it was just sitting on the shelves for really long, because the texture is super strange. Because the consistency, like I said, is like a silicone, so you'd think it would be thicker. I don't think foundation's going to sit very well on top of this. It's so slippy. I don't know if you can see how shiny my fingers are right there. We'll see. We'll see what the foundation looks like on top of this, but so far I would say no, avoid this. Like that texture, it just freaked me out. Catrice is supposed to be better than Essence, like they're higher end sister. I wouldn't even call it higher end, but Essence is kind of like the cheaper child and she's the bougie older sister. No, definitely not, in my opinion. Next, I'm just gonna put something on my lips because, like I said, my lips are perpetually dry. So I'm going to just put some of this lip oil on, and it is the Gloss and Glow tinted lip oil. I really like these, and they do leave your lips with a really nice tint at the end, but I'm not a gloss girl, so I don't use this as often as I should or could. I love the smell of this as well. It reminds me of like makeup when I was little, and it's called Drama Mama. Yeah, and it leaves you with like a nice pink tint once it wears off, so I really like that. Moving into foundation. You've seen these before on my channel. I really like these. However, I can't wear this shade by itself because it's too dark. I can't wear this shade by itself because it's too light. So I have to mix two shades together, which is not my favorite thing to do because I'm lazy. I don't want to go and mix things together. I just want something to work immediately. So as much as I love these, I don't get as much use out of them, but the texture of it and the consistency and the coverage, all of it is really good. It's like a serum on the skin. Love it, but like I said, it's just the color match that's off. And this is the New Dropped Tinted Serum Foundation with hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. Really, really love these, but I'm going to go ahead and mix it up. The consistency is also really runny, which I prefer in a foundation. So I took about a full drop of it, and I'm just going to add a couple of drops of the lighter one. So the darker one is 65N. See, why do they have undertones? Maybe it's not even an undertone. I haven't seen a different letter because this is 40N. So I'm assuming that's for neutral. Then I just took 2 little drops of the light one. That pretty much looks perfect. Actually, it still looks slightly dark. I'm just going to take a foundation brush and we'll go ahead and blend that out. So it's definitely a little bit too dark for me, but that was my own fault because I didn't add enough of the lighter foundation. But this is what it's looking like. And I won't lie, it's not looking the best, and I know it's the primer. I can just see it pull up in certain areas. I definitely attribute that to the primer because I've used these multiple times and it makes my skin look flawless. Moving into bronzer, or cream bronzer, shall I say. This is I don't know if you'll be able to see, it looks really dark on my viewfinder, but this is the Magic Shaper Contour and Glow Stick, and I'm just going to use the contour side. I've mentioned this before as well if you've seen my previous videos. I do like this. The tone of it is really nice, but it's super waxy, so you have to be really careful with it because it can either lead to being super patchy or it can lift your foundation up underneath, so just be careful with that. But it's like the perfect contour tone. It looks almost like a shadowy tone on me. It's not too warm, it's not too red toned, so I really love this. This is really good if you were looking for an option. Very good for nose contour as well. Blends out pretty good today, but I think it's the slip of the primer that's helping it as well. But that's a good contour color because look, it's creating a shadow rather than warmth on my face. Definitely would recommend this one. Options for cream blushes are, we have these 2 called Blush Affair, and it's a liquid blush. Looks like that. This one, or the orange one over here, is called Orange Fizz, and this one is Ready Red Go. I am not going to use these today. Basically, these blend away really quickly, and these 2 colors aren't very like distinguishable between the 2, especially if you put them on together. It just blends into the exact same tone. But I've used them a couple of times on my channel before, and I don't think I've used this one. This is older, but I found it on the sales rack, so I thought I'd just try it out. And this is called the Cheek Flirt Face Stick, and this is in Techno Pink. Looks like that, and it's just like a chubby blush stick. For today, I don't think I'm going to swipe that on. I just don't want to ruin it any further than it's already been ruined by that primer. Honestly, it looks horrible right there. I keep looking at it in the mirror, so I'm just going to grab a brush and pick some of that up. Super, super pigmented. Just going to blend it on the back of my hand just to distribute it on the brush, and look how cute this blush is. And looking at that, you'd think it'd be slightly too light for my skin tone, but it gives me a nice natural flush. So would I recommend this? Absolutely. I want to try a couple more colors as well. Since I like peachy tones, I think I might try a peachy toned one, but this pink looks really cute on my skin and it looks super natural. Super natural. It looks very natural, not supernatural. Can you see how pink my lips have gone as well? I really think it's such a cute little tone to go with the cheeks even. So I would usually wear this as like my full lip product with no lip liner. I just think it looks really cute, and when it wears off you can still see that pink through, so I really love that. The brows have already fallen, so just a little update, and I brushed them back into place. For concealer, we have the True Skin High Coverage Concealer with hyaluronic acid. Apparently it's waterproof and 18-hour wear. I saw this everywhere a few years ago and I never tried it. I don't know, I didn't feel like it would be something that I liked, but I really do like it. Again, I saw it on the sales rack, so I thought I'd just snatch it up, and I have mine in Neutral Biscuit 32. It's a little bit too light for me, hence why it was on the sales rack, because usually it's shades that they can't sell. So I guess this was one of them, but I think it's close enough where it can just brighten up everything. Today I'm just going to put it in these places. Grab a little concealer brush and tap that out just to brighten the middle of my nose there, so it brings the contour forward, and then just blending this out. I'm going to take it over the top of the lid again just to use it as an eyeshadow primer, and just blending that straight into the blush. And then just grabbing my blush brush, I just go over the edges just to blend them in a little bit more seamlessly. But as you can see, it's brightened the middle of my face so much. But the powder that we're going to be using is not translucent. It's closer to my skin tone. So I think that will help like cancel everything out. See, it's really nice and it's really long lasting. You no longer can see my bags under my eyes. So I think it's a really good concealer. Not my very favorite. Like I said, I like more serum-y types. It's really good. I really like it. Speaking of powder, moving into powder, I have this All Matte Plus Shine Control powder. Apparently, it's 12-hour wear. This is a new one again. I went out and bought this on Friday because I didn't have a powder. I did have one a while ago. I actually looked back on my videos and I had the True Skin, which matches with this, the powder, and that was so cakey. I threw it away. I had to go get something else, so I got this. And mine is in the shade Warm Maple. I think it might be slightly dark, but we'll see, because I'm also going to set my under eyes with this. I'm just going to take a really small, more detailed fluffy brush, just touching my finger on it, it actually feels really chalky. And let's go ahead and set that. Actually, it's quite smooth, but now you can see the difference between the two under eyes. It's just dulled down that starkness. Grabbing a nice big fluffy brush, I am just going to set the rest of this. We'll see how the contour and the blush hold up over or under this powder, but I don't think it should be too much of a problem. Okay, so that's one side of my face set and the other side not. That's what it's looking like. The blush is still peeking through, but not as vibrant as it is there, but that's all right. And you can still kind of see that contour popping through. I wonder if this could be used as a foundation powder. I'd love to try it just by itself. So not the worst compact powder I've tried, but also definitely not the best. Like, I think there is better out there. For what we have today, I think it's all right. It's not too bad. Would I recommend? If you were in a pinch. It's still not that affordable. I think it was 120 Rand. Add a couple bucks to that and you can buy a L'Oreal or a Maybelline powder, which I think even the Fit Me powders are way better than this. It's not my favorite powder I've ever used, the Fit Me's, but definitely better than that. Moving into bronzer. It's gonna feel like you have a little bit of deja vu because I have the exact same powder but in a darker shade, which I use as a bronzer, and I love it as a bronzer. It looks really nice on targeted areas of your skin. It looks smooth, it looks seamless, and I really love it for that, but it just doesn't look as good all over your face. If you're in a pinch, yes, definitely, but other than that, I wouldn't suggest it. So just grabbing a brush. You have to be really light-handed because I did get a very, very dark shade. But I really also like the tone of this, but it can get muddy if you are too heavy-handed with it. So just be careful with that. See, it's so nice and smooth, and it just gives you that definition again that you lost from the previous powder. I definitely recommend this more as a bronzer than I do as a all over face powder. Moving on to blush. So I was going to buy a new blush for this video, but then I thought, I'm not sure if I'm even gonna like it, and this whole point of doing these full faces is to see what we have that's really good or what we could add to it, but I just didn't feel like I needed another baked gelée blush, so I thought I'd just use this again, even though I don't like this too much either. I got a glowy one, which I shouldn't have done. I don't really like glowy blushes. I ended up getting this and we're just gonna use it. I usually stick more to like the darker side there than that light side because that just is a strange color on my skin tone. Don't know if you'll be able to see, but my one has like these weird dots all over it, kind of like it's hard panned, so I'm not entirely sure what that is, but the shade in this is Cloud Wine. I'm looking very muddy right now. Hopefully it all comes together at the end. So there you go. It just, for me, it makes my skin feel or look very textured. So it's definitely not my favorite blush I've ever tried. I prefer the one from Essence. So if you were in the market for a new blush, I would go Essence and not Catrice. Now you can see how much my brows have fallen again. I know I have been like putting loads of powder and stuff on my face, but still that's no excuse in my opinion. For setting spray, I just took the lid off and almost used it off camera. For setting spray, I have the Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray, which was in, I think it was one of my worst makeup for the year, or and, shall I say, not all, and it's and, got this in my project pan. So a little update for you over there, because I haven't updated in a while, but you can see I've used quite a bit of this because I'm trying to get rid of it. It's not good. I hate the little spritzer. It's like stiff and hard, and it's a water gun to the face because I don't know. I just find like most affordable setting sprays don't have a good nozzle. Like Makeup Revolution, I think has one, but everything else, it just gets like all clogged in the nozzle over there, and it's just not the best. But I'm going to go ahead and use this before we move into eyes. It's called Prime and Fine. Tell me, is that a fine mist? Or do you see globs all over my face? If my voice is a little bit groggy, I'm thirsty and I've been talking for so long. I'm too lazy to get up and go get water. So I'm just gonna finish this video. We don't have that much more to go. But for eyeshadow, you've seen me mention this a few times. It was in my favorites for the year so far. And I think it's going to be one of my favorites, but it is the 5 in the Box by Catrice. I have mine in the colorway Golden Nude look. Love this for everyday use. You can do an all matte look, or you can add shimmer, and it has everything you need: a light, a medium, and a deep, and then 2 shimmers. So this is like perfectly laid out for an everyday, why does that look so weird? For an everyday makeup look, or even from night to day. Like, it's so versatile and I love it so much. But not to make this boring, I've picked another one that I had in my collection as well. I think I tried this last year though, and this is, no, I lie, it was this year, because I actually saw it on the shelf again, or still, when I went to the shops the other day. And this is the Color Blast eyeshadow palette with Water Cake activated liners. Looks like that, and that's what it looks like inside, and in the middle is the cake liner. I have no idea why they picked purple, like that was so random. Anyway, I'm still excited to give this another go. I haven't used it for a while. The last time I used it, I did like an orangey look, but today I think I'm going to do a mixture. Not entirely sure. We'll see. I'm just going to go and speed through this, and then I'll tell you what I think at the end. So I definitely do look muddy. My face looks dirty. So I'm not sure exactly what went wrong, but usually I use these products separately. They all look really good, but altogether they seem not to be working out the best. For this palette, I really do like it. It has everything I need. If you're into colorful makeup looks, this is definitely a good option. But if you're not, it's a waste of money. The shimmer shadows don't really stick or adhere to your eye that well, so just keep that in mind, especially the more chunkier looking ones, like specifically the purple and the pink. This one's all right, and so is the orange, but the chunkier ones just don't seem to stick. Next, for mascara, we have the Lift Up mascara, and this is a volume and lift mascara, power hold waterproof. Don't know why that confused me. I've tried this before. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's, again, quite flaky and quite sticky. I didn't even show you the wand. It's a big fat wand with like little tiny bristles, which grip onto your eyelashes really nicely, but it's just the consistency for me that is the issue. As I said, it kind of gets sticky, and when it does get sticky, it tends to rip out my lashes as well. I wouldn't say it does anything in respects to lifting, but it definitely does give you some volume and makes your eyelashes look a bit fuller. So I do like it. If you are like me and you don't like anything too flaky, sticky around your eyes, you probably won't like this. But if you don't mind, then honestly, I think it's a good option, especially for a waterproof mascara. It kind of gives you like a wispy look, and I think it looks kind of like falsies. You can build it up, but it does also get clumpy, so just watch out for that. I'm going to just take off my lip stuff, and as you can see, it still leaves you with like a nice pink stain on your lips. So for lip liner, I have this this plumping lip liner, and it's called Plus Max Lump. I keep saying lip, but it's not really plumping at all. It just has like a cooling, tingly feeling, but it doesn't plump at all. And it is not even painful in the slightest. The shade I have in this is All Out, or no, it's Go All Out. And it's like a brownie, reddy brick color. Don't know if you've seen the lid. I personally don't love this lip liner. It is too glidable, too soft, so it disappears really quickly and it moves around. So it's not the best long-lasting lip liner, and they don't have the best color range. But if you did see a color that you would like, I wouldn't say don't do it. It's not horrible. It just doesn't last as long as all the others that I use. Wet n Wild is one of my favorites for lip liners. But lastly, we have the Catrice Scandalous Matte Lipsticks, and I have mine in the shade 70. They didn't have many shades at my... I was just looking at the shade and I was like speechless. They didn't have many shades at the shop that I went to, but that is the shade, and don't you think it looks slightly different? That's so pink. So I don't think I have the right lip liner, but we're gonna make it work. That's actually like magenta or fuchsia. It feels really nice on the lips. This is also a new product, I should have mentioned that. And it feels really nice and moussey on the lips, and it actually doesn't blend badly with the lip liner. I feel like I should top it with a gloss to see what it looks like, but I don't like gloss, so maybe just a little drop of gloss. It just looks all too matte in my opinion, and I prefer matte, but it just looks too matte. That looks a bit better, don't you think? This is our completed full face of Catrice. So the question is Catrice any better than Essence? As it's a little bit more expensive. Let me know what you think and what your opinion is. In my opinion, I think that Essence does certain things great and Catrice do some things great, but I wouldn't say that Essence is the better brand just because there's inconsistencies. It's not like an altogether good brand. I think everybody just has certain categories that they do better than others. Like the Essence foundations, they are really, really good textures, but their shade matches are horrible, like I've said a few times. I think Catrice has the shade matches down because they have neutral, warm, cool pink, but Essence doesn't have that. They're owned by the same company. I prefer Catrice eyeshadows by far. They just last longer and they pack more of a punch than Essence do. Essence is very powdery. I couldn't say that one is better than the others because, like I said, one does one thing good, the other one does the other one good, but neither of them is like a good brand that's consistent. But that's it for me, guys. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you liked it. And also, please let me know what you'd want to see next. Other than that, that's it from me. Let me know down in the comments what you thought and what your favorite products are or what you would like to see me try next. But until then, I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.